Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm joined today with hubby.
Webcam.
And we are going to pick back up with the black fur because I do want to discuss some more stuff with that. And we are going to do a sphere and try to make it look 3D. Hi, Eve, Sheila, Sharon, and Brent, and Greg. And I have my hot cocoa, and today I am sporting my penguin mug. So we got that going on. Haven't even had a sip yet. Here we go. So, black fur. It has color. It is not all one black blob.
What?
I know.
That's crazy talk.
Isn't it though? So, this one is not the best printout, but it is the color version of what you're looking at on the screen. And if you notice, we've got blue in it. We have some gray. It is also shiny, which means, oops, sorry, I scooched my hair up. Which means we're looking at different of how the fur is sitting on the dog's eye around it, following the muscles and the skeletal structure of the face. But you really want to get that shine in, because that's what gives your burning more life, especially when you're burning an animal with black fur. Let's see here. I think we're going to start with the 18M. Yes, so, because there's already one plugged in. So that's what we're going to try to do. If I have time, I'll do the eye because that is its own texture. But right now what we're looking at is the dark fur.
You sure you want to do an eye?
I can do this eye without it looking like any other eye.
We'll see.
Hi, Robin. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Lana. So that's what we're going to look at today. And what I didn't print out, so I'm going to have to look at the screen while you guys are looking at the screen, is we are going to try, let me click this off, and do the sphere. And if you notice, it has many different layers to it. Tonal value. Now, if I was, and I saw this on another YouTube video, so this isn't mine, and you were watching it, so I don't know who the person was. But
I was watching it?
Yeah, you were watching it. But if you look at red, your brain thinks that that is a darker color. But the minute, and that's just because of how it looks, but the minute that you turn it to black and white, you see, though this one's not the best example, you see it's not as dark as your eye perceives it when it's red. Red has different value to it. So we're going to look at that and the direction of the light. I did a smaller so that we can get it done, a smaller sphere, and we're going to include a shadow that would go along with the sphere and cast highlight as well, so that we can make it look more 3D, all without outlining, because if we outlined it, it would not look right. But we are going to start, I think, with our dog. So I'll click that up, and there we go. And I should be hot. This is not, oh no, I heated the wrong tip. I heated the ball tip.
Uh-oh.
Yep, I looked at my cords and went the wrong direction. So that's a hot pin. Let me put that in my holder so it doesn't burn anything. So we're going to start right here with the eye. I'll scooch it over a little bit. That way. There we go. Luckily these heat up quick. So I'm not going to go full on dark yet because that would throw it off. And I probably should have my black and white nearby just so I can see. And right here we have our darkest area, but it goes in different directions. It goes, let's see here, we'll do cardinal directions. It goes from east to northwest, a little more north, and from the east to the northeast. So we need to follow that and kind of block that in first. We will darken it up, but this is just so we can lay it out, get rid of our pencil lines. So this is the 18S on 3, and I'm just using the angle to know the direction of my fur. So when I come back, I can darken it. And hopefully I didn't confuse anybody with the cardinal directions. It's just the easiest way for me to describe it. Like I say, the mountains up here, California's over here, and New Mexico's over here, and Phoenix is down here.
Okay, that's confusing.
That's confusing. We got snow up here, rain over here. So we're just going to burn that in. In fact, I can go a little darker, for that matter.
Yeah, color's a funny thing. When I was little, we had a black and white TV, and that was all we had. And when I finally saw a color TV, it was very confusing because a lot of the things that I had assumed were certain colors weren't.
That's a good example. If you're older or have had a black and white TV, that's the only TV I had in my room when I was sick. It was this tiny, what was it? Not even 19, maybe 13-inch black and white.
Yeah, we had a 10-inch black and white from the time that I was. Well, we got our first TV when I was like 4, I guess, and then black and white was all we had. Well, we didn't actually get another TV until I was a teenager, I don't think.
Well, see.
Well, no, that's not true.
We had color in the living room.
We
It's
had
just
black and white TV.
Yeah, we had color in the living room. It's just if I was homesick for the day, and I had to stay in bed, I was allowed to take the old black and white into the bedroom with the antenna, where you had to stand on your head to get it to come in, which doesn't help when you're sick. So I'm just blocking this in. This will all be darker, and it'll be smoother. But I also want to pay attention right here because this is indented near the eye because of how the eye sits. This isn't shiny, but as we go up, because of how the light is hitting it, and our major light source is coming from the top left, and you can tell by the highlight in the eye, that's the most prominent area of the light. So that's an easier way to tell where your light source is coming from because that makes a difference. So we'll put that in there. I'm just trying to, I don't care that it's not smooth, and I don't care about that right now. Hopefully I'm gonna have to move the board. I try not to now, but I don't have a choice on some things. So we'll get that in there, and then what we can do is later on I'll up the heat to make this darker and more of a group, but you'll still have the texture showing through, showing you that it's fur. Because where it's shorter, it is smoother, but in this darker area, which on your photo on the screen, the black and white, I did lighten it a little bit so that you could see the structure a little better. And that's what I would do if I was burning it completely, is I would lighten the photo so that I could see better, and then go back to the original and kind of glance at it to decide what other areas I want to be darker. You don't always have to stick with your reference. It's just a very good guide. So we'll get that in there. We have a little lighter area that comes right about here. So I'll bring this down. And like with the rest, I don't think I'll fill them all in. I just want to get the different areas so we can see. And this gives us our shape. The shininess, where the shininess belongs, gives us more of the 3D feel. And depending on how smooth the fur is, our strokes can convey so that the viewer fills in the rest of the information. That's why we're grouping. But then it makes sense to our brain. Hopefully that made sense to everybody's.
Yeah, it does.
So we'll do this dark part, and then I'll do a light part Looks like the lightest highlight would be under the eye and towards the ear. So I'm going to go ahead and bump up to 5 now. And normally I would use the 18M on this, but this is okay.
Everybody's talking about the weather where they're at.
We got snow.
Yeah, some people have snow. Ted Turner said it's cold in this tent next to the mailbox and it's snowing. So many questions. Why are you in a tent next to the mailbox, Ted? Why?
Waiting for his Christmas presents?
I guess.
Waiting for Santa?
Also, did you, we have a Luna in chat, do you know?
Hey, Luna. Where's Luna?
I don't know.
I don't see I see Lana.
No, Luna.
I don't see Luna's comment.
She just says hello. I see more of the chat than you.
Well, hello. Alright, so I would keep building this up. I don't want to go full black until I would have other areas in. That way I have room for adjustment. And I know it's so hard to be patient and say, oh, I want to see what this looks like. You can get, I would say, I try to get like 3/4 of the way there, but I still want room for adjusting so I don't finish 100% on an area and then move to a different area, because then I'm kind of stuck. Because right here we're lighter, and right here I'm using the edge, and that's what's giving me that short fur texture. But then I can go flatter and slow down the pen to go a little darker.
So apparently Ted is waiting for his Optima to show up.
Ah, that would explain
That's
the camping.
why he's camping out.
Yes, he's waiting for the postal Santa to show.
Next to the mailbox, yes.
I bet you if you leave milk and cookies, they'll show up quicker.
Then he has to leave
Aw.
to go get the milk and cookies.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay. Gotcha. So this would be lighter, and we would just blend that out. Move the pen quicker. I haven't adjusted the heat, and I'm angling my tip so that it follows the eye more, because we've got a sphere underneath, and we need to follow that or we won't get our shape right.
that's true.
And then we do have a crease here, so this is why part of it is darker. So we can darken that. And I had read I just want to say this real quick, and then by all means, I had read one of Pat's tips on his Optima website, and it was talking about holding the cord inside your palm like this so that you don't have the drag on the back of your hand, and it helps to keep your hand from getting so tired. So I've been doing that more and more, and it does work. I do feel a difference. It's not getting in my way. He suggested a rubber band, but I don't feel I need one. I'm not moving around like that. Up here we have a lot of shininess. We also have fine fur, so I don't know what I use. What I would do, as I'm thinking about this, is I'll clip this off so I don't burn myself. Switch tips to the 12. I'm going to switch over, which you don't have to. You could keep using whatever pen you started with. But I do have other pens, so I do tend to switch. So this is the 12S. Bump down my heat because it does require less heat to heat up, because it's such a thin tip. Make sure the right side is turned on. We'll let this heat up for a moment. And get some hot cocoa.
I was going to say, you should drink some cocoa before it turns cold. This is something Valarie does. Valarie lets her food go cold. All the time.
I don't all the time.
Most of the time.
I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
Well, apparently, Ted says, because they're saying milk and cookies, and Ted is equating Pat to Santa because he says Pat's on a keto diet, no cookies for him.
This is oh no, he can have special cookies.
Special cookies?
Yeah, he can have special cookies.
Steve Ripple is here. Says
Hi, Steve. Hi, Burrow. There we go.
And
Is it? It's kind of blurry, isn't it?
is it?
It looks like it is to me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get us closer this way, and then it'll be less blurry.
Gotcha.
But I have to adjust the camera, so hold on. Whee!
So one thing I want to say is that, like, the difference between doing dark fur and light fur is, for me, dark fur, dark hair is always easier because you're making a dark mark, and that's defining the hair, as opposed to light fur or hair, which you essentially have to draw around the hair because
That's true.
Yeah, so
Which we did last week with
it's more intuitive to do darker fur. I think as long as, and the other thing is like getting the width of the hair right, like each individual hair. You know, they're not all going to be the same width, so making sure, like you have, you know, that your reference and you know what you're working on is the right size. Because like if this was zoomed way in, you know, those hairs would be a lot thicker. They wouldn't continue to just be thin. And that's what a mistake that I see a lot of people make, is that regardless of the distance that they are from the subject, they're drawing the hair sizes the same size because that's the size of their tool, whatever it is. And that's really something that you have to watch for, I think. Otherwise, like you said, what your brain picks up and interprets won't match what it's supposed to be.
So I'm just kind of tapping them in and kind of there we go. Alright. So we have a lighter ridge that goes here. This goes this way.
It's really hard to see.
Oh.
You're good.
I had to look up to see if I was off camera.
No, you're on camera. But it's hard, I think, for me to see the different variations in the eye of the dog. Because it is so dark. So I don't... Yeah, you've got the picture that you're working from there.
What I can do
is it's a lot lighter. So you're seeing more of the different variations in the fur and the
it is.
physiology there.
What I can do.
See.
Is that better?
Yeah, so much.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
There we go. There we go.
Because before it just kind of, there's a few lighter spots, but it was mostly dark.
Well, I'm also working from the color piece, but now that I clicked off the...
Beryl wants to know, are you using the 12S instead of the 17SR because the hair is finer?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Huh.
Because that's a coarse hair. And I'll use it, let's see here, I'll use it under the eye. Yeah, I think the 17 would work better for under the eye. Based on the grouping of the fur. Alright, so...
Hey, I did something helpful and prompted.
You did.
Mark
You did
this,
your job.
mark this day down.
You did your job.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is. So, I'll go back and shade them with a shader. But if I didn't have a shader, because I know I'm lucky enough to have all these tips, and I don't expect everybody to go out and buy everything, nor do you need to, is I would turn it sideways and kind of use the end carefully with very little pressure. Like you could up the heat so that there's more going to the tip.
Interesting.
And use it more as a shader. That way, if money's tight, which we totally understand, This way you can still use that pen, but I'm barely putting any pressure. And I do recommend that your board is like sanded very well. It may feel smooth, but sanded even finer.
When it says today, I can hear the burning sounds.
That's the heater. It was 42 in the studio this morning, and it's only 50 now. And the heater's been on for almost 4 hours.
We're all bundled up. My right foot's getting cold, though.
Yeah, I meant to put my Uggs on for my feet.
Do you want me to bring your Uggs to you?
No.
You sure? I know. That's what I'm here for.
I know. But then you leave, and then I feel so awkward without you.
Are you like Ricky Bobby during the interview?
Yes! Oh my God, yes! I don't know what to do with my hands. Yeah. That is me when you leave the studio during the live. Okay, so I would fill that in more.
That makes me Cal Naughton Jr. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. Hey.
Shake
and bake. That's a good movie.
There's some people that don't like Will Ferrell in the chat, though. Just be.
Oh, that's right. I don't remember who, but yes.
I think Beryl is one, and that's okay.
That's okay. We love you anyway.
Don't hate us, Beryl.
No, she wouldn't hate us. Sorry, I gotta put my hair up. It's falling. It's falling.
That's a pro tip. Don't let your hair fall onto your hot
burner. Oh God, no.
Because
no.
Get burned.
All right, so I've switched over to the 18M. I'm gonna have it at 4.
Greg660 wants to know the 17SR. Is it a call-in order? As I don't see it on the site.
It is not on the site anymore. If you're ordering it, you can put it down in the notes because Pat does not. Did I do it again? I did it again. Because Pat doesn't charge your card until he's ready to ship the order so that you're paying actual shipping. So if you just write it down in the notes, he will include it in the order and charge appropriately for it, or you can call in.
Yeah, and he wants to know, is it a curved wire?
The 17 SR, watch this pen, it's hot.
I'm watching it.
Well, I just don't want you to bump into it.
Okay.
Is a smaller, I guess I could just put it in my holder. And I can continue to heat. This is a 17. This is the 17 SR. This curves better. So if you're doing doing more curves, this glides easier, and this does really great straight lines. The thickness is the same. It's just the angle of how the tip is made. That's the difference. Because I needed to be able for this to glide more versus a little. This doesn't feel as smooth on the glide. So that is the main difference.
So what we're talking here is like almost like in paintbrushes, it's the difference between like say a chisel tip and I don't know the names of some of the brushes.
I would say a bright and a filbert.
Yeah. So, but definitely like just nuance. Like you can do like a lot of things with one brush, but it sure helps to have different things, make it easier.
All right. So.
Ted said something nice here. Oh. Very insightful, I think. He says, I think I figured out why I like your videos better than other Pyrography videos. It's the combination of valve wood burning techniques combined with hubcaps.
Yay.
Insight on how to translate to other art.
That is one of the reasons I got him.
Yeah. Wait. You married me for that?
It's not like I can't do it.
Damn
it. Excuse me. Sorry. I've forgotten a little froggy. Alright, so this is a 18M.
I was thinking little rascals. You're not that froggy.
No, not that froggy. And this one I've got set on 4, and if you notice, it heats differently because of the thickness of the metal. There's less metal on the 18S. So what I'm doing is I am burning on an angle, and I'm trying to get let's see here. How can I point without burning myself? So when I'm shading,
You need a laser.
well, I got this. I'll use the pointy thing. I just can't slip. All right, so I'm using the sharp edge here, but I'm also using just a hair at the bottom of the tip in order to get it softer so that it's not so harsh. But coupled with how quickly I'm moving the pen. The faster I move the pen, the lighter it's going to burn.
That's very technical.
Well, I know. Sometimes...
No, it's informative, though.
All right, let's get rid of some of this graphite.
So, Beryl has a question.
Mm-hmm.
She says, so... She actually wrote that out. If one was doing straight line rigging on a ship, you could use a 17.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yep. It's good for... It's definitely good for the straight lines.
Ted says, if calling Pat, clear your schedule for over an hour.
What? Oh, yes. Yes. This is very true.
Alana says you're an awesome watercolor artist, too.
Oh,
I think
thank
so
you,
as
but
well.
I don't think so, but thank you.
We have our normal Sunday conversation where Val creates something in watercolor while we're out, and then she hates it, and I love it. Then she hates it anyway. So, that's a thing.
Eve does awesome watercolors.
See, Val sets the bar high for her. She's not like... She's like the equivalent of like somebody going into the gym and be like, well, you should start lifting weights. And Val walks over to like, she walks over and to the 200-pound weights. And she's, I want to lift that
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
But you can't.
No.
I want to now. Don't tell me I can't. And then when she doesn't lift it, then she's mad. Like, I can't lift it. Like, well, you might take some time. No time!
I want it now.
Veruca salt.
Yes, that is. Yes, that's a good analogy. So I'm using more of the tip and dragging to get smoother, less detailed.
I do tell her, Lana. I do.
He's very supportive, but I think he's blind half the time.
I speak the truth.
You're blind.
Nope.
You're blind.
I wear reading glasses, but I am not blind.
See? So you can't truly
I'm wearing my reading glasses when I'm looking at your art. Mostly.
Oh, see, there it is. Mostly.
And your art is awesome. So there.
Yeah. It's something for me to do differently, just to switch my brain, find other things that I like.
A bad egg? Ted, what are you talking about?
Bad egg?
I
don't know.
Did Ted know that I was eating eggs?
I don't know.
How did you know, Ted? Ted's amazing.
He read your mind. Or your stomach.
I guess so. I made some eggs to eat. I already ate them, though. But they were both good. They weren't bad. Unless you know something I don't, Ted.
Well, you are sniffing, so they know you ate.
Oh.
It's amazing. I don't know why.
I don't know either. Well, it's Tabasco sauce. I'm sorry. For everybody wearing headphones, I apologize. That was completely unexpected.
Didn't catch that one. Alright, so I'm just mapping in.
Don't call it again.
Bless you.
Oh, God. Why am I sneezing all of a sudden? Now my glasses are crooked.
Oops.
I'm sorry.
You having problems there?
I've got technical difficulties.
Alright, so I mapped in this area.
It was a bad egg. Ted, how did you know? Oh my God.
So now that I've mapped it out kind of, I think I'm a little off. Let's see here. Can you guys see better on the black and white than I can? Okay, because this fur angles down because it's between the ear and the eye. So it angles down more. Following the curves of the muscles and the bone. This goes back more this way. Looking at my photo. Again, it could be different because I lightened it for you guys. What we're going to do is start darkening this up, and hopefully, because we put in these lines loosely, that as we darken the other areas, it will start to look more shiny. We'll get the contrast that we need to make that shininess, which also means this now has to go darker.
I understand the egg reference now. Ted clarified it.
Okay.
Veruca Salt was a bad egg.
Yes.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
I don't know, Saturday Night Live did it pretty well.
The last one?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember the first time that I saw that movie, and it was at my grandparents', and it was in color. And and we didn't have color TV we talked about. And I saw the point when Veruca
turned purple?
Turned blue, yeah. And it freaked me out. And I did not see the rest of that movie at that point.
Oh.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen the whole thing.
Oh. It freaked you out that much?
Oh, yeah. Like, it really bothered me.
Did he turn purple?
Well, I was 4 or 5.
Oh. That's right, you're old.
Oh.
So I did bump up to 5. Yes. Oh, you're my old, though.
We have a, I don't know how to pronounce this, but Dijon Cherkovich, maybe? I don't know.
Thank you.
It says, bravo. I'm not sure. I have to assume it's in reference to what you're doing, so.
I would assume. So I'm moving quicker because I want to keep those lights. So I'm just kind of gliding over, hitting some of the areas, but not. And again, I'm on the edge, but kind of more on the base or the foot of the tip. And I'm just moving quickly. I think we need to go back with our fur a little bit more. Meaning more north. Because as it gets to the forehead, the hair moves in a different direction. And paying attention to that direction makes all the difference. Alright. So now some of this is a little darker. Now, let's see here, based on looking at your guys' photo, because it looks better. So our snout's right here. It's a short, smooth fur. More coarse under the eye. And this is still really dark, which means we need to darken the area behind it to get that ridge. So really, if you really wanted to, you could go with just the 18M to do the fur. And then controlling your heat and speed, or I'm sorry, controlling your heat with your speed and how you angle the pin, how you rock it back and forth, is how you can get the different uses out of one pen. So spending time with that pen makes all the difference in the world. Alright. Let's flip sideways. You remember I'm working on this on the Dick Blick Baltic Birch that doesn't like me anymore.
Oh. Why doesn't it like you anymore?
Probably because
Sorry.
I left it. I ordered, and actually, I wanted to mention this. I think I've got it down in the description. My Trekell code goes through December 31st, and I actually just ordered some more wood and used my own code. And I got 9 pieces of wood of different sizes, all birch.
Amazing.
It came out to $27. Plus shipping. Shipping for us was $10.15. And it should be shipping today. And that is definitely the panels I'm really liking. All these panels that you see me using, they're actually meant for oil and acrylic paint. But since they're pre-cut, they're cut thinner, which makes framing easier. All I got to do is sand. It just makes things easier for me. But the Trekell board definitely...
Sorry, Eve.
She wearing headphones and you're getting her
I
ear.
think that she is. She's doing her job and she's being diligent, and I'm blasting her with sniffing. I apologize.
Well, maybe sniffing your jacket?
I'll go to the other room like Grover. I'll be like, near far.
Alright, so I would just keep going back and forth to darken this area because we do have this dark. Let's see here, what does this look like? This goes down. And I need to use, I'm using circular motions here just so I can get it a little smoother.
I mean, you're making a lot of progress.
Well, I'm taking less time than I normally would just so I can show the differences. I would definitely spend more time. I recommend spending as much time as you can.
It's always a hard thing. It's not getting caught up in trying to get it done.
Yeah. Richie just did a really beautiful piece. The painting of Madonna and Child. And he slowed down. And he allowed himself to take that time. And you could definitely tell that he spent more time and connected with the piece better.
Really?
Yep. It shows him in the detail, level of detail. And just that he was happy in doing it. And I know people may not recognize that as in that being the reason. But to me, it makes a giant difference. Yeah, this green, and again, this is hand sanded. I wet it and sanded it again. It's just not, I'm not used to it anymore.
Lana has a question.
Mm-hmm.
How much time do you spend on a piece in average?
Depends on the size and what it is. Let's see here. My big raccoon, which there's some of my earlier videos where I talk about negative burning and whatnot. That one took 105 hours for a 16 by 20. But it also has a background and a lot of fur. The bobcats that I did in September, those, and I used the torch, so that helped speed it up a little bit. The bobcats were 30 hours. No, I was going base. About 40 hours for the bobcats.
Whoa, 40 hours. It's a lot of hours.
Yep. Trying to think. The ravens with the stone behind them, that one took 17 hours, but that was a lot less in the composition. Because I had planned on adding watercolors to those, and it did not. By the time I was done burning, I liked it too much that I didn't do it. Didn't want to mess it up. Alright. Because I'm trying to speed up, I'm getting more. Alright. So, I would again keep building that up because that is not as dark as it should be. But looking at, let's see here. Make sure I turn the right one on. There we go. and smoothing it out. Definitely, let's see here. Yeah, definitely smoothing it out so that I get the angle right. But what I'm going to do is switch over to the 17 so we can do the coarse fur underneath. Got it set at 5.5, which is where the other pen was, but I think, oh, we got to go way down. That is too hot. That gave us smoke. There we go. All right, so we have light fur under the eye. I don't know if this is an old doggy, and so it's starting to turn gray, or if this is the natural marking. I think it's the natural markings, actually. So I'm going to get
Lana says, she says, wow, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of the reasons why I had to leave the AAC. Is as awesome as that is, with new stuff that I've got planned and how long even a small piece can take, because there's times I want to go super fast. I'm like, oh, I'm going to hurry up and get this done. But then I start burning and my brain just does not let me do it. So this is not as coarse as you would think, this tip. And at times, yes, you do see me pushing up instead of pulling down. And that's so I can watch the hot spot and get the thinner part down first. As long as you're not putting a lot of pressure, should be good. I always tend to have a death grip on my pens, but when they're on the board, I try very hard not. So this will look lighter as soon as I darken below.
Greg says, I have stopped timing myself so as not to go too fast, and you need to look up.
I need to look. Oh, thank you, Robin. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And yes, I agree with you, Greg. I used to time myself as well, just so I knew how long a piece took, not because I'm just slow. I'm just slow. Thank you so much, Robin. Now with this tip, you can use the end of it on the side. So I'm using the side of it on the tip, on the edge, and you can use that more for a shader better than you can the 12S. Let's see here. And I can use the tip almost like the 9M. So always kind of flip your pins around and get the tip at different angles and see what else you can do with it. Because I know I've had people say, well, I want the Optima, but razor tip has more tips. And what they don't realize is you don't need all those tips, and not all those tips are meant for straight pyrography. Some of those tips are meant for wood carvers or gourd artists. Alright, so using this tip in different ways. He gives me my day. Robin, what would you like to see next week? I'm stuck. And I wanted to do a Christmas project, but I don't even know what to do. Chris did these awesome snowmen. And I don't want to copy Chris. And I don't know. Let's see here. Get this in there. Get that angle. Sorry, I had to see my picture. I am going to do videos that are just about the tip, so you can see how the tip works and the different ways you can use it. I've been working on the other video.
Lana says the manatee for the AAC was the first video I watched, and I'm still amazed at all the texture and colors it had.
Oh, thank you. Now that one is with watercolor. So.
Well, the base of it's burning though.
Yes, the base of it is burning.
I did a version of that too. I asked Val to copy it, and so she printed out a copy for me, and I colored it in acrylics. But I think it looks basically the same. That was just something I wanted to try.
Oh, on the paper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin says, I'm okay with whatever you do.
Well, she was so nice to donate that I give her first choice. Because I'm kind of stuck. That's why we're doing this. I figured, well...
Don't you have a critique?
I haven't announced it yet.
Maybe we should announce it.
Maybe I should.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, and it
I like the critiques.
Well,
I think they're fun.
Last time, I had to beg for photos, pretty much. I don't know if people are a little nervous of me doing it, or having it on camera. I try to be nice. Let's see here, look at their photo. Yeah, that's a better one. So see, even with, now you can see, even with this, what they call coarse hair, fur and hair tip, it's pretty much really close to how fine the 12 is. It just burns differently. So to be honest, I would skip the 12 and use the 17 SR. For some reason in my head I had it thicker, but if I slow down, drag slower, it can be a little thicker. And then quickly gives me the finer texture. And it gives me a bit of shading. And all I'm doing is going quickly. I'm set on 3.5. I'm gonna have to up it.
Lana, I will have to look for that. I'm not sure what I did with it. The manatee that I did.
You brought it to me.
Did I?
It's. I know where it's at.
Is it in here?
Yes, it's in here. You see that clear box over there by my drafting desk?
Clear box.
Yes, it's plastic right there.
Yeah.
It should be in there.
Okay.
That's where all my old patterns and reference photos go.
Robin says, I love anything Christmas.
Anything Christmas.
Beryl says, what about snow and trees with a snow background?
Don't make it easy.
That's a piece that I do.
Don't make it easy.
That's a piece that I do all the time.
It is.
Yeah. This with the snow and the snowy trees and the background's all snow. And then usually there's something in the foreground, like a polar bear. It's all snow.
Are you trying to make this hard?
No. I have several of these done right now.
In your head, maybe.
No, look. Here's one. Here. Look. See? Right there. Right there.
Don't burn it.
Yeah.
So that's a polar bear in the snowstorm.
Yes.
And the trees are covered.
Yes. It's beautiful. How much? $5 million.
Ah, yes, and he's here all week.
That's right.
So I can run this quickly.
Oh, wait, it's a little clear box, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one next to my drafting table.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the clear drawers.
Okay, so now we are going to turn the heat back up on the 18M.
Look at all this stuff.
Yes, those are all my old references and patterns for the last couple of years.
Busy.
Yeah, trying to be busy. I kept putting them in a drawer and they kept getting messed up, so I put them in there. Figured that was the best.
This is like going back in time.
It should be in there.
Yep.
He did it with the airbrush just so I could see what it could potentially look like for the manatee. And then I didn't look at it after that. Because what I was going to do actually changed. Alright. I'm going to bump the heat back up because I've already burned the board. Takes a little bit more heat. There we go. And even though I have burn lines in the, what would be the white, we kind of negatively burned. Alright, let's go a little flatter with the pen. And maybe it's not in there. I thought it was.
I don't think it is.
Huh. Should be with the manatee reference.
Well, I'm looking back, and here's the Christmas ornament pattern, one of them. You could do a Christmas ornament next stream if you weren't doing a critique.
Well, I kind of like the idea of doing, I'll have to see if I can cut with a knife some of my smaller 8 panels and do like Christmas tags.
Oh, okay. Geez, custom wood burn Christmas tags?
Yeah. Well, you make them small so that they don't take forever.
Like that's pretty extravagant right there.
Who says I'm using them?
Exactly.
No, but other people use them for ornaments. In fact, the person you give it to, they can use it on their tree next year. Actually, a ball tip might not be a bad choice right now because I can move quicker with the ball tip. Turn my pen off. And I think we're going to go ahead and go with the 19L. I don't have the XL ball tip. It heats differently.
Not seeing it.
You're not seeing it? The only other place would be that drawer right there.
What door?
Yes, over here on the counter.
Where are you pointing?
Right there.
There.
Third one.
Oh.
Open the second and third one.
Oh.
I got hot cocoa all over my cup. My penguin has a dirty face.
That's
Kind of.
pretty reflective of the owner.
Yeah.
Dirty face. Dirty mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yep, I'm not going to argue that one. Alright, what he did. 5.5 for the 19L. And I'm not trying to get it super smooth. But I do want it dark quicker. Yeah, I should have used the sander on this wood. I think it would have burned a little better.
I didn't know. It's okay. We'll find it. We'll pull it out later.
Yeah, it must be my sweater.
Okay. Let's see. Let me catch up because I've been away from chat.
I wasn't looking.
Oh boy. Girl says, I love my critique. I would submit every time, but I don't want to be a hog.
Well, if nobody else submits and you want another critique, go for it.
And Greg says, with a cabin in it. With chimney smoke and fog. That's kind of
that
like
sounds
the one,
familiar,
that's
doesn't
like
it?
the one that... Oh, wait.
Exactly.
Was that Greg's?
Yes. It's Greg's.
Okay. Beryl says, I bet the Canadian government would buy your polar bear picture. Yes. With a herd of albino reindeer. Yes. Oh, you see my art, Ted. Excellent. Oh, I have painted that in a bigger size, Lana. Yes, I have the polar bear picture in 16 by 20 in 36 by 48. And somehow I managed to paint it with the plastic still on. So
You're that good.
I'm that good.
I'm just trying to get... See, you can tell this is... I'm shaky.
Lana goes,
There we go. See, I haven't changed my setting because this area hasn't been burned. It burns darker. I'm on 6.
Philip's late. He
Hey,
says
Philip.
he just got through mowing.
We haven't had Philip in a while. I thought maybe he went hunting.
And we cannot mow because there's
snow. Yeah. Not that we have anything to mow in the first place.
In Arkansas.
Yeah, he's in
Okay.
Hot Springs. He's not far from Dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It's like an hour and a half. Yeah. So I'm just trying. I need to focus on getting this darker so we can see the shiny. And then we'll go over to the sphere. trying to outline. I got too dark right here. Too heavy-handed. It's just, I don't have to smooth it out because that's not what we're working on. It's just going to bug me if I don't. Alright. Now this wood does not want to work with me. I want this area darker. And I'm intentionally just moving quickly. But in doing that, it is leaving little dots. I shall smooth those out. Let's get this. Yeah, not liking that. We're just going to switch over to back to the 18M. Sometimes the ball tips don't give you, they put too much texture, and I'm not wanting texture, so to speak. I'm wanting, so this is the 18M, see right there. I didn't sand very well, but that does happen. And we're going to blend it in because that was me working on the edge of the pen. So I'm going to smooth it out. Try to. Going with the direction of the fur. Luckily it's a dog and it's fur, so if that happens every now and again, I wouldn't stress about it. Darker. Just going this way. I want to move on to the sphere. Now looking at this, I don't know how smooth I'm going to get it. And I popped up that photo of the red and the gray black and white version of the sphere so that you can see how much information a black and white photo truly gives you. It makes things a little easier. Let's smooth this out. I'll look at doing the critique because we're not live on Christmas Day. I'm going to assume everybody wants to go home and play with their wood burners. So, unless enough people beg us to go live, because we're not celebrating Christmas on a regular day with the kids. So, what do you think? Did you? Am I just, at this point, am I rambling?
No. My attention was divided.
Between?
Chat.
What are they doing?
They're just talking about stuff.
No. See, that's the hard part about being live.
And I zoned out a little bit. So if I'm being honest, I zoned out just a little bit. Are you talking?
Oh, sorry.
But I did catch. You're not going live on.
Well, I'm asking.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Because,
No.
I mean, it's not like the kids are going to be here that day.
Yeah, but other people have families and stuff.
Well, that's why I'm asking. I don't know what everybody's
I don't think
plans are.
anybody would want to feel like compelled to come to the
Well,
show.
no.
It's
No.
kind of like opening the store on Christmas Day. You know, it's like you're there.
Well, do you want to make up for the live on Wednesday after?
I'm sure you can,
Because
as long as everybody's cool with it. I mean, maybe your assistant would like some time off too. So.
Which one?
Huh?
Which one?
Bernadette and me. Maybe I want to drink eggnog and sit on the couch on Christmas Day.
You mean every other day? You mean every other day?
It's true.
Alright, so as I darken it, and these areas do need to be a little more evened out on the light. And this pen's on 6, and I feel a little tiny warmth right here at the base. But if I just adjust my hand, it's gone. It's gone. Alright. Yeah, I'm catching the grain. So I'm losing hope on how smooth I can get the sphere based on that. So I would just keep working, going darker and darker. Slow down for the darker areas. That. And because I didn't go full black, now I can adjust. And bring it together more so it doesn't look like, because right now it still looks like this is a completely different area. But let's slow down. Because we're live, I do sometimes get in a hurry because I don't want to bore anybody. So, let's slow down just a hair.
Ted says Bernadette will just be hanging around for Christmas.
Ugh. Staring at me from the corner. That's where her office is.
Yeah.
In the corner. Let's see here. Now this tip is really hot, so I gotta be careful. I'm gonna end up gouging my wood.
Greg says take Christmas week off. What? You know what? This is starting to turn into a Christmas Carol. Okay. Come on, Valarie.
Hey, I got the heater on. I gave you some more coal.
The other businesses will be closed on Christmas Day. There won't be anybody to do business with.
We just watched that movie, so don't mind him. Name that movie. It's a specific version of Christmas Carol.
Mm.
I should say that. You may have to do it again.
I think we get it.
Well, that's an
If Podge
assumption
was
that...
here, I know Podge would get it.
This is onto the nose, so I would want a smoother burn down here. Again, sand your board better, because I'm not getting the smoothness I would want. That's what happens when you're in a hurry.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be in a hurry.
I know. Hurry to get the board done, so I could transfer and not be up all night. Right in there. Get it lighter because it's throwing me off. Did anybody get your reference?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
I don't. Eve says, will Bernadette hang around upside down and be filled with treats? I'm sure Grace would like that.
Oh, well, if I take the week off, then I need to work on 2 other projects.
Yeah, that's true.
One for the live, and one for next year.
The secret project?
The secret project. Dun dun dun.
Well, you started gearing up for that.
I have. Move stuff around. Literally. Move stuff around.
Teresa Luxinger says, looking great, Val.
Thanks, Teresa. So I would just keep building. I don't know how far I should go, but I really do want to get the sphere done.
Well, why don't you transition?
Yeah, I'm going to. So for black fur, it is not pure black. And that's, I think, the biggest thing I wanted to convey. I would go darker in these areas, following the shape of the head, pulling the... let's see here. Yeah, it needs to go darker further down to get the shape. Just following the shapes. This is the snout, sort of. So the fur would go this way. Actually, no, it would go down this way versus going this way. So just following all of that. as you're shading, it will start coming together. So now, I don't have a reference for me, but I can glance, if I can see, where's the dog? There's the dog. Click the dog off. Bye-bye, doggy. Alright, so now we are transitioning over to the sphere. And again, it looks dark because of red. It's when you think of a lighter red, you tend to think of pink. But that is not how it works.
Beryl says, here we go again. Secret project.
Yes, secret project. No zombie dog.
Yeah. Okay, you're reading it.
I saw a zombie dog, but I don't. My eyes are blurry. Why are my eyes blurry?
Why are your eyes blurry?
That's
Are you
odd.
focused?
Yeah, I'm focused.
You're ultra focused. Drink some more cocoa.
More cocoa?
More cocoa. Cocoa boy. Yes, my liege.
Alright, I got a small ball here. If I can click the right damn thing. There we go. I had to not look at the ones. So my ball is smaller than the original that I posted. I just want you guys to see. So I have bumped down to 4. I do recommend the 18M for this one because in theory, minus the wood, is what's going to give me the smoothest gradient. Looking at the reference, our dark is here. In fact, what I can do, just so I can keep my brain straight, is our light source is here. I'll put it there, which means our shadow goes along here. And if I'm doing a lighter place that it's sitting on, our cast highlight goes there. And we got our darker shading on that edge. Alright, let's go. So I would start by trying to get as close to the edge without burning the graphite. And here, different than the fur, I don't know how well it translates over the camera, but I'm actually going in really small, quick circles to get a smoother burn. And so now we can definitely see, based on how the grain's kind of highlighted, that I did not sand this as smooth as it could go. I wish the garage wasn't so cold. I may have to just put my layers on and go sand. I did not think of doing that before it got cooled. So I would keep, I'm not going full darkness. Again, just like with the fur, I can always bump up the heat to darken it. Right now I'm just trying to get what would be the darker mid-tone. I'll say that. Alright. If you notice, I have not cleaned my tip. I've used this for a bunch of stuff. See, now I feel the drag on my wrist a little bit more. So I just realized, there we go. I have to switch the cord. And I'm working on more of the end of the tip. And so it's kind of angled up a little bit, like it's wearing a high heel, short high heel. Did I lose you again?
Nah. Sorry.
I lost you again.
Yes, you did.
Where are you going? Can't I
know.
go with you?
No. Sorry. I was reading
What were you reading?
Instagram.
Hey, we're not on Instagram right now.
No, we're not. No. Serious stuff here. Serious business.
I forgot to post on Instagram. Do we have any questions? That'll keep you busy.
Sounds so jaded. Sounds harsh.
Well, if you're getting bored, that means everybody else is getting
I'm
bored.
not bored. I was just distracted.
Because you're bored.
No. I'm looking.
I'm trying to smooth this out.
Actually, no.
No questions?
No, no, they're talking about zombie dog.
What is zombie dog?
It's because your wolf eye, your dog eye there, the eye is not in, so it looks like it's glazed over.
Oh, okay. And because I know when I touch down it's going to be darker, what I'm doing quickly off camera is just swiping down on my test board just to lower the heat. I can also blow on the tip so that I don't have the blobs. Which I just said that and it sounds really bad.
You don't want to get the blobs.
You don't want to get the blobs.
That's bad.
There's no medicine for these blobs.
I get the blobs. Nobody wants to be my friend now.
So I'm working my way out, following the shape. I think that's the biggest thing, knowing where your light source is and following the shape of the area that you're burning. That goes a long way in your shading. So I'm trying to follow.
Yeah, I think what helps me in any project is really visualizing the thing that you're trying to create. Like, not just like trying to recreate something, rote, but like really understanding like what it is and being engaged with it. That's always going to make you do. It's always going to enable you to do better because you're more connected with it.
Yeah. Yeah. This area, let's see here. There's going to be multiple. Looking at it, we've got a darker shadow here.
Okay, I need to see what
okay, we've got a shadow here that's a little lighter.
Seal is barking at. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
He keeps bumping me around all over the place.
I know.
Goodness. We've got our cast highlight that's going to be much muted compared to our high highlight.
When I go, just remember, just keep your hands down.
Keep my hands down.
Yeah.
Why am I keeping my hands?
Moving. Just keep moving.
Just keep them moving. Oh, okay. I guess. But then, look, I'm burning and looking at chat. And he just let in a bunch of cold air. All because of the hound dog. You know, I wonder if they planned that he would start baying just as he got a little bored. Because that seems like pretty good timing. Oh, yeah. So I'm trying to quickly get this in so we can see the difference. I did spend a lot of time on the fur. So what's funny is I didn't realize I probably should have gone smaller. Okay, so I would do a lot of this sphere, this value that I'm doing now, which I have not adjusted the heat. I've been on 4 the whole time. Again, it's just how quickly I'm moving the pen, and I'm moving in circles. That way I can get a little smoother burn. It's almost like doing the small circles when you're using colored pencil. So get that in there. And then I'll darken this area real quick just so we can see. So next week, what to do next week? Maybe I'll see if I can, if I can't cut any wood to make tags, I'll use the gator board that we used for Christmas ornaments last year. And maybe we'll do some fun tags. Now, do you want me to burn the tags, or would you rather I colored them on the live? That makes a difference. I have the pit markers that I haven't tested yet. Those should be light fast on wood. Now, I do need to get some burn. Actually, the way our sphere is on this side. It is the medium tone. So we'll get that in there real quick. burn. Ted wants to see burn. Okay. Now I gotta figure out what to burn. You know, I don't do very good with... This is definitely not a put down. I don't do very good with cartoony stuff for some reason. My brain wants it to be real. There. You and Moon timed that, didn't you? You told her.
What?
When I start falling asleep, you need to start barking so that I have to...
I left you for like 2 minutes. You're falling asleep?
Do you really think that was 2 minutes?
It could have been 3.
4. But it felt like a lifetime.
Why is everybody saying burn?
Oh, because I asked them if... On the Christmas tags, do they want me to burn during the live next week or color them?
Okay, so people were saying burn.
Yeah.
Ted says Krampus tags.
Krampus?
Yes.
I could do Krampus.
So,
well,
Krampus is pretty big in Germany.
Yeah.
So I had a German friend, and so because Krampus visits you when you've been bad, and apparently it's a tradition that for those people who are very festive, that you know how you know sometimes we'll have like a grandpa or an uncle or somebody dress up as Santa, right?
Yeah.
Well, Krampus snatches kids
Yep.
in the middle of the night.
Puts them in a bag.
And puts them in a bag and takes them out in the woods and beats them.
Yeah.
And so apparently some German families and
Have somebody do that.
have an uncle or somebody come and snatch one of their children that's not being good in the middle of the night and then drag them out into the forest, and then they let them get away from Krampus, and then this like instills that Krampus is real and that they need to be good. Otherwise they might not be so lucky next time. Anyway, that's terrifying. Can you imagine?
No. That's worse. They're going snipe hunting.
What?
Snipe hunting. Philip knows what snipe hunting is.
God.
I take the boys snipe hunting.
You know, that's like stuff that you do to people. You're in the military. There's so many things.
Philip should know what snipe hunting is. I'd be really surprised if he didn't.
Yes, Robin. Oh my God. But think about it. Think how well behaved those children would be, because that really happened. Like, I was just telling Val not too long ago, like, that during Halloween, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, that was the show, and my dad, we lived on I guess you could say a farm, because we had animals and plants and stuff, and we had a pumpkin patch, and my family worked me up, and I was like 4, I guess, 4 or 5, and the same.
I'm going to say 4 because remember apparently Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah,
it's from '73.
Yeah, okay, so I was like 4, so
or Halloween.
So they had worked me up that there was going to be the Great Pumpkin was going to come visit the pumpkin patch, and you could see the garden from the upstairs window, and my parents made it so that I just happened to be looking out the window when my dad set off a huge black powder explosion in the pumpkin patch. And I tell you what, I believed hard for a very long time, because that is very convincing when you're a small child. If there's explosions going off in the pumpkin patch, and then you go out there and there's a present in the pumpkin patch, you believe.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ted, yes. Go to the motor pool and borrow the left-handed screwdriver. Yes, and then get some exhaust samples. And and then go to the supply sergeant and get some grid squares.
Yeah, Philip knows what snipe hunting is. I took my boys out into the desert with their friends to do that.
And Beryl, I was looking. This was when I left. Beryl says he's secretly going in the house to warm up.
Probably.
Actually, Beryl, it is warmer in the studio right now than it is in the house.
What are we at right now? We are at 50. I can't read it. Blurry. 3. I'm blurry.
The skyhook, Philip.
All right, so I'm trying to smooth out and blend out because I want to get rid of the pencil. But it still needs a little bit more of the lighter mid-tone. And then I can bump up the heat or slow down. If you don't know what to burn and you just want to practice, I do think spheres are really good practice to get smooth burns. Just keep going back and forth.
And board stretcher.
Alright, so we've got our light. If I was doing this for real, because you know this is all fake.
What? I took the wrong pill again, didn't I? Damn it, Morpheus!
Alright, I bumped up to 5. Let's get some hot cocoa.
Oh my god. Robin says she had a friend that hid under his sister's bed after they watched The Exorcist.
Oh.
Waited until she went to bed.
Oh.
And then scared her.
Oh,
That's bad.
I did something kind of like that to the boys.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was letting them first watch scary movies, they really wanted to watch some scary movies. And so, can't remember what it was that I let them watch first, and I watched with them. And, of course, they got all spooked. That's what 11 and 13-year-olds do. And then for the next movie, again, I can't remember what the movies were. I went and hid in the shower and had the curtain drawn, knowing that Jesse would have to go to the bathroom. But so as soon as he came in the bathroom, I jumped out at him.
What was cleanup like?
I didn't have to clean anything. Luckily, it was in the bathroom, so he could take care of things himself. But I tell you what, that kid...
What a good mom.
It was fun. It was fun for me. I enjoyed it. It took about 20 minutes to calm him down so that we could go to the next movie. And then he had to make sure Mom was on the couch where he would move.
Oh my god.
It was fun.
So Eve says her boyfriend did that to his sister, hiding under the bed and grabbing her ankles when she went to bed. She ended up breaking the bed over him, jumping on it.
Good for her.
That backfired.
Good for her.
And then Lana says, my sister believed in fairies for years because I told her made up stories with different voices in May.
What, fairies aren't real? Santa's real.
Yes, he is. I've seen it.
I know he's real.
Actually, my parents did a good job with that too. Of like,
we got a phone call from Santa.
Really making sure that they really sold Santa being in the house and leaving stuff and footprints and
because he was really there. It
reindeer
wasn't
tracks
them.
and stuff. So
it wasn't them. It was Santa.
Well, I know it was.
That was Santa. So I would keep building and building, trying to smooth it out.
Sorry, I know we got off topic.
No, I'm just trying to put it in there so that I don't get a thumbs down and quit talking about it. Oh, what do they do? What else?
Ted says, yes, I am real.
Alright. So.
Robin says, yes, they're real in regards to fairies.
See?
And Robin says, so is Santa.
There you go. The Santa is real. The elves are real.
I know they are.
Tell me any different. We may have to help him along sometimes.
I'm still trying to work out how like, Lady Gladriel and them end up making toys at the North Pole, but it's okay.
Different elves. You do realize they're northern elves, snow elves, right?
What?
Yeah, there's different elves. He's a wood elf.
Oh, so like the ones in Skyrim.
Yeah,
They don't look like they would make good toys.
No, the Recall or whatever? No, not them. They're not elves. So, darkening. This is a good way to practice pen control. And just, though I would not do it while you're tired, because it could get quite, my eyes are blurry. Put you to sleep. Not boring, gets very meditative. That's why I gotta keep talking, even if it's just rambling, so I don't fall asleep.
See, enough. I keep talking, I'll put you to sleep.
Yes, you will.
That is my superpower.
It is so much your superpower. It really is. And sometimes you still employ that secret power. I just gotten good at pretending I wasn't asleep.
Yeah, you know what? You're not as good as you think you are.
Yes, I know.
Valarie. What? I'm awake. What would just happen on TV then? The lady did the thing with the other thing. Yeah, that's what happened, all right. You weren't face down in your nachos.
Trying to blend this out so we can end on a... Again, it's not done. I'd spend more time working. But because I've darkened this edge, that edge looks lighter, of course. And it is lighter. And if I was burning it for real, I would use I'm going to say colored pencil to put in the high highlight. And then I would darken just a smidgen. See if I can get it done. No, too dark. Damn it, too dark. But to keep it from looking too dark, I would blend this out and darken that side again. Now, I messed that up. Right now, my pen is on 5.5. So what I'm going to try to do real quick. Yeah, I think if you want something really smooth, going to 600 sandpaper is not a bad idea. Getting good wood. Because bad wood really screws you up.
That's interesting.
I so did that on purpose.
Okay.
I did it on purpose. But it's a true statement.
John Clemens says, waited all day for this. I'm not sure if he's talking about the live stream or Bernadette appearing. Bernadette says it was all about her.
Oh. Yeah,
I don't know.
So I'm trying.
Oh, wait, I missed some comments here. No. Bastian Wilhelm says,
Hi, Bastian.
fairies are real. They're just interdimensional, and the current mindset of humans is so toxic that they don't come around much anymore.
There you go.
And Beryl says, I believe.
I do too. I do too. Oh, Burl went to go look at the Eagles yesterday.
Really?
Not the football players either.
They're still touring?
Or them.
Oh.
He went on a river rafting tour to take pictures of bald eagles as they are cooking salmon.
You know, where I grew up, bald eagles were common, and
we get them here.
We see them fishing for salmon like all the time. And I remember this one time, this bald eagle swooped down and it grabbed this salmon, got a big one too, and it was flying majestically off, and then it was obvious that the salmon was a little too large, and the poor eagle was like, wouldn't let go of the salmon. It was like flapping as hard as it could, and it was just like slowly just like into the water.
So do the fish live?
Huh?
Do the fish end up living?
I'm assuming that so, because the eagle was wet and looked pretty upset and got out of the water and flew off. You know, there was no fish. It's a story for the fish to tell.
Yeah, no doubt. Now that's a real fish story.
Interesting.
But, all right. Now, I would want this really smooth, but I'm trying to do this so we can see the contrast and how...
Philip says I go to 800 almost always. What?
Huh?
And Ted says, did they save her from the top of the tower? What am I missing?
What did you miss? What did you miss? You'll have to go back and read because I can't see it.
I see the comment.
My ears are my ears are blurry too.
I feel like it's in response to something that we said.
Probably.
That I already forgot.
Probably.
Because sometimes my attention span is not there.
Sometimes?
Apologies, chat.
Sometimes?
Hey. What were we just talking about?
I don't know. By the time we're done with the live, I can't remember half of what I've said because I'm so split on what I'm doing.
Oh my god. The Eagles. Did they save her from the top of a tower? Yes. Yes. I think he's talking about Beryl. And Beryl's rafting down the river, and then she sees him off, and she's like, "Oh no!" and then the Eagles come.
And then the Eagles come. You know, they could have flown them to Mount Doom. That was just ridiculous.
There were good reasons why, which I will not go into at this time.
Because they were trying to stay neutral.
Yes.
But the world was dying because of them.
Well, and they had to. They figured that out, and they took a side finally. Yeah. Philip says at sandpaper. Well, actually, Sharon,
800 would work, yes.
Sharon says the sandpaper, but that makes sense. John Clemens says, you're awesome. You make everything look so easy. I've learned so much watching your videos.
It's just about taking time. I always feel rushed. But
Oh, Beryl says, jet boat. Nice sunny day. There were eagles, but the water was 3 feet higher and the sandbars were all covered. Not the thousands of eagles we were expecting. Tried new camera lens. Now, was the jet boat an inboard, or do you have like an outboard? Because that's like my childhood.
I think
jet boats and eagles and sandbars.
He went with friends. I don't know if it was a tour that they were taking, or they did it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So all I'm trying to do is blend it out and get a gradient. Again, sanding that wood better than hand sanding. If you don't have an electric sander, orbital sander, ask Santo for one. It makes things so much easier. It's what I should have used. But I was like, nah, it'll be alright. It's not alright. I feel the difference.
Well, the sphere has a nice quality to it. Very MC Escher. Not the rapper, the artist. Inboard. See, there were people who had inboards where I grew up, but the problem with inboards is that they can't go in as shallow as water as an outboard because most of them are V-holes. And they're also really loud. Not that a jet boat isn't loud. I suppose I should explain. A jet boat is not a boat with a jet engine on it. It's just how the engine's configured. It's a water jet. Yep, my biography. Jet boats, eagles, and sandbars.
What I did as a kid.
Yep. Actually, my childhood was very interesting. Most people don't believe it.
You lived in a teepee.
I did.
For 2 years?
Yep.
Next to a lake?
Next to the ocean.
Ocean? I thought it was a lake.
No, I lived next to a lake several times, but the teepee was next to the ocean.
Oh.
Yeah, I stopped telling people in the army. I would make jokes about it, but I stopped being serious about it because most people thought I was just making it up. So, Beryl says, "LOL, I have a sandpaper, a router, and a table on a Christmas list." Oh, you get along well with Valarie.
Oh yeah, we talk all the time.
Yeah, Valarie's idea of a good time is.
Oh, you better watch how you put that.
Is Harbor Freight.
We haven't been to Harbor Freight in years.
I know, and I love you. And as soon as we have money again, we're going to Harbor Freight. Like most couples would be like, and I'm gonna get you the, whatever it is, I'm gonna get you those new shoes that you want. No, Valarie wants a router,
I got a router.
Well, what is it that you don't have? You want a welder, huh?
Well, I have one welder. No, no. What I want a plasma cutter.
A plasma cutter. There. Oh, plasma cutter. Yes, okay, little girl.
I want a plasma cutter. I wanted one for years.
Philip says, "Gotta run."
Bye, Philip.
Love it, Belle.
Love you, Philip. I think we're going to be finishing up here. I didn't get it done as full as I would like.
Ted says, "Nothing says romance like power tools."
That's right. That's right. I would say all the tools in the garage are technically mine. You don't...
You guys sounded a little bit territorial when you said mine.
Well, they are.
They're mine.
Meaning, I'm the tools person.
It's true. You'd think it'd be me.
No. You use them.
Yeah.
It's just... I brought the tools to the relationship. Alrighty. Let's see. Taking the pencil away, we'll lighten up our highlight edge.
You know, the only thing that would sell this more as a bright highlight in the appropriate spot.
Yeah, but...
But as a sphere, it works.
To me, it's not... I don't want to add color pencil because it's not done.
No, I know.
But I don't know that I'm going to finish it, so...
This is a good example of how to do it.
Alright, let's see here. Let's put... I need to turn that off. My eyes are blurry. Alright.
Wow, I didn't realize the time.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Let's get some white. So we know, based on the photo...
Ted says, "Can we see the orb without graphite?" Never mind.
Let's see. Pull that out.
Barrow says, "I love power tools. I would love a machine that sands both sides at one.
Oh, yes.
Feed it in
planer
like-
would be nice.
Feed it in like a thickness planer."
Yeah, that would be nice.
Can you imagine how, if you lost control of that, how fast it would come shooting out the other end?
Well, did you know that when I dream of winning the lottery and I'm building our fancy house, I have a whole workshop that's heated and air
You showed me
conditioned.
that schematic. Yes, that's right, chat. Schematic.
I don't have this good.
Yes, you did. You drew it out. I remember this.
No.
Yes, you did. Why would I? It's not something I've imagined. Why would I do this? No, you showed me the place where, and then all the vacuums.
I talked to you about
The
it.
central vacuum. You drew it
Yes.
out. Where the different workstations were, how they would, how they would function.
So this edge would be a cast light. So it would be lighter. This would be brighter. There we go. It's not perfect, and this would need to be darker, but kind of.
But it does have the sense of sphericality, of dimensionality. I feel like I'm doing slam poetry.
A little bit there. Alright. Okay.
Sketches on napkins can be schematics, Ted.
Yep, I can.
That she did her sketch on paper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember this. You drew
Are
it
you
out.
sure you didn't? I know we had this discussion. Oh man.
I'm not gonna
I
have-
know we had the discussion, but I don't know that I don't. Where's the drawing? Prove it. Prove it.
It was years ago. Why are we buffering?
I don't know. I don't know.
You did something.
I didn't do nothing.
It was heated, Beryl.
What?
Your sketch.
Oh, hell yeah. It's got a heater, it's got air conditioner, it's got solar panels, it's got insulated glass all over the place.
Yep.
So I can look out the window, because I'm very big on windows.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And it can open up outside in the summertime so that the
Yes,
outside is
I remember
indoor.
that. Double doors, and you also want to be able to get larger lumber in
Yeah.
easily. You also sold it to me as I could easily get art in and out of it too.
Yeah, because the other half is you. But you're like petitioned off so that I don't get your paintings dirty.
And I don't get paint on your wood.
Yes.
Aww.
Leave my wood alone. Okay. Do we have any more questions?
I'm not going to talk about that.
My eyes are blurry, so you're going to have to read them to me.
Ted says, gotta go, gotta get ready to play taxi for mom.
Thank you again so much, Robin.
Yes, that
definitely
was awesome.
helps.
Thank you very much.
I do have an iCard. It's going to be up there. And that's for the live last week. If you're watching this on replay and you missed it. And I go over the rest of the textures and how I would do them. Don't forget to hit the like button. I always forget to say that. Well, please hit the like button. And if you're new, don't forget to hit subscribe. And happy burning, guys. Bye.
Bye. Turning around.